Hello and welcome to Code Your English, the channel where you learn English while learning something useful for your life. I'm really happy you are here with me today. My name is Jason, and in this podcast, I will help you improve your English listening and speaking skills. At the same time, we will talk about new and interesting ideas that can help you grow, learn, and live better. So, if you are someone who wants to practice English and also learn something new, you are in the right place. Thank you for joining me today. In this episode, we are going to talk about a very special idea. This idea is not loud or popular. It is quiet, but it is very powerful. The name of today's topic is The Quiet Power of Deep Work. Now, you may ask, what is deep work? Don't worry, we will talk about that step by step. You will understand it very well. I will explain everything in simple words, and I will also give you examples to make it easy to follow. So why are we talking about deep work today? Why is this topic important for you, for me, and for many people in the world? The answer is simple. Today, many people are always busy. Always on their phones, checking messages, looking at social media, or jumping from one task to another. Our world is full of noise, and it is hard to focus. It is hard to sit quietly and do something with full attention. But when we do that, when we give something our full focus, we can do amazing things. We can learn faster, work better, and feel more relaxed. This is the power of deep work. Deep work helps you become a better student, a better worker, and even a better English learner. Yes, that's right. If you want to learn English faster, deeper, and with better results, then you need to understand deep work. That is why this episode is so useful for you. In the next part of the episode, we will explore what deep work really means. We will look at the difference between deep work and shallow work. We will talk about why deep work is so powerful and also why it is so difficult today. But don't worry, we will also learn how to make it easier, with small, simple steps that you can use in your daily life. So, are you ready to dive into this quiet but powerful topic? Let's begin our journey into deep work together. What is deep work? So, let's begin by answering a simple question. What is deep work? You may have heard this term before, or maybe it's new to you. Don't worry, I will explain it in a very easy way. Deep work means working with full focus, without any distractions. It means doing something that needs your mind, your time, and your energy. When you do deep work, you are not checking your phone. You are not answering messages. You are not watching videos while working. You are just doing one important task and giving it all your attention. Let me give you a simple example. Imagine you are writing an essay for school or preparing for an English test. If you sit at a quiet desk, turn off your phone, close all the websites on your computer, and work on your writing for 30 or 45 minutes without stopping. That is deep work. Your mind is only thinking about one thing. You are not moving from one thing to another. You are not thinking about other problems. You are fully present in your work. Deep work helps you do better work in less time. Your brain works like a laser when you focus. You understand things more deeply. You remember better. And you feel good after finishing your task because you know you did something meaningful. Now, let's talk about something different. Shallow work. Shallow work is the opposite of deep work. It means doing simple, easy tasks that do not need much brain power. It also means working with distractions. You are doing something, but your mind is not fully there. Maybe you are replying to emails, checking social media, listening to music, and also trying to study, all at the same time. This is not deep work. This is shallow work. Let me give you another example. Imagine you are studying English, but while doing that, you are also texting your friends, watching TV, and checking your phone every 5 minutes. In this case, you are not really learning deeply. You are doing many things, but not learning much. Your brain is jumping from one thing to another. You are busy, but not productive. We live in a world that is full of shallow work. Notifications, messages, emails, videos, they are all around us. They take our attention away from important things. That's why deep work is so powerful. Because not many people are doing it today. If you learn how to do deep work, you will be different. You will be more focused, more creative, and more successful in your studies, in your work, and in your life. Let's look at a few more examples to help you understand this better. Think about a writer who is working on a book. If that writer closes the door, puts the phone on airplane mode, and writes for 2 or 3 hours without stopping, that is deep work. The writer is focused. The ideas are clear. The words come faster. After a few hours, the writer finishes a good part of the book. Now, think about a student. This student is preparing for an exam. She goes to a quiet room, puts on headphones, with no music, just silence, opens her book, and studies for 1 hour without checking her phone. That is deep work too. And here's one more example. You, learning English. If you listen to this podcast with full focus, without doing other things, you are doing deep work. If you repeat after me, pause and speak the sentences out loud, and really try to understand what I'm saying, your learning will be deeper. But if you listen while scrolling through your phone or talking to someone else, it will not help you much. So remember this. Deep work is like going to the gym for your brain. When you do it, your brain becomes stronger. You learn faster, and you do better work. Shallow work, on the other hand, is like walking slowly and looking at your phone. You are moving, but not really going anywhere. To do great things, you don't need to be a genius. You just need to learn how to focus. That is what deep work teaches us. It teaches us how to give our best attention to one important task. And when we do that, amazing things can happen. In the next part of the episode, we will talk more about why deep work is so powerful and how it can really change your life. So, stay with me. Why is deep work powerful? Now that we know what deep work is, let's talk about why it is so powerful. You might be thinking, okay, deep work means focusing and not getting distracted. But why is that such a big deal? The answer is simple. Deep work helps you become better at whatever you do. It helps you learn faster, think clearly, and finish your work with better results. It also helps you feel calm, happy, and proud of your progress. Let's start with the first big benefit of deep work. Better focus. When you practice deep work, you train your brain to concentrate on one thing. In today's world, many people have lost this skill. It's hard to sit and focus, even for just 10 minutes. We are used to checking our phones every few minutes. We switch from app to app, from video to video, and our brain becomes tired. But deep work is different. It helps your brain stay strong. The more you practice focusing, the better your brain becomes at doing it. And when you can focus, you can do great work in less time. Now, let's talk about the second benefit. better results. When you give your full attention to a task, your work improves. You make fewer mistakes. Your ideas become more clear. You understand things more deeply. Let's say you are learning English. If you study for 30 minutes in deep focus, listening to a podcast, repeating the words, writing notes, you will learn much more than someone who studies for 2 hours while checking their phone or watching videos at the same time. Deep work saves time and gives you more value. Another benefit of deep work is something many people don't expect: less stress. Yes, that's right. Deep work can make you feel more relaxed and peaceful. Why? Because when you work deeply, you finish your important tasks. You don't waste time. You don't feel guilty later. You don't say, "Oh no, I spent the whole day doing nothing useful." Instead, you feel good. You feel proud because you know you used your time well. You can rest without stress because your work is done. Let me share a few real-life examples to help you understand better. Imagine a student. Her name is Sarah. Sarah has an exam in 2 weeks. Before, she used to study while watching videos, talking to friends, and checking social media. She was always tired and never finished her work. But now, Sarah tries deep work. She studies in a quiet room for 1 hour each day with full focus. No phone, no distractions. She understands the lessons better. She finishes her homework on time. She feels more confident and less stressed. Deep work changed the way she studies. Now let's think about a writer. His name is David. David wants to write a book, but he always feels stuck. He says he doesn't have time. But the truth is, he gets distracted a lot. One day, he decides to try deep work. Every morning, he writes for 2 hours with full focus. He turns off his phone and writes without stopping. After 1 month, he finishes 5 chapters. He feels motivated. His ideas are strong and clear. Deep work helped him do what he thought was impossible. And now, let's think about a worker. His name is Ahmed. He works in an office. Every day, he receives many emails and messages. He used to reply quickly to everything, and he felt busy all the time. But his important projects were always late. Then he started practicing deep work. He made a simple plan: 1 hour every morning for deep work. During that time, he closed his email and worked only on his project. After just 1 week, he saw a big difference. He made more progress in 1 hour than in the whole day before. His boss noticed his good work, and he felt proud. So as you can see, deep work is powerful in every part of life. Whether you are a student, a writer, a worker, or someone learning English, deep work helps you do more, learn more, and feel better. The truth is, deep work is not always easy. It takes practice. In the beginning, it may feel boring or difficult. Your brain will want to stop. You may feel like checking your phone or taking a break. But if you keep going, your brain will learn. Just like your muscles grow when you exercise, your brain also becomes stronger when you practice deep work. That is why deep work is not just a skill. It's a superpower. In a noisy world full of distractions, people who can focus have an advantage. They learn faster, they finish more, and they enjoy their time more. They are not just busy, they are effective. And that makes all the difference. In the next part of this episode, we will talk about something very important: why deep work is difficult today. Even if we want to focus, there are many things that pull our attention away. So stay with me, and let's explore the challenges of deep work together. Why is deep work difficult today? Now that we understand what deep work is and why it's so powerful, it's time to ask an important question. If deep work is so helpful, why don't more people do it? Why is it so hard to focus and work deeply in today's world? The answer is simple, but also serious. Our world is full of distractions. Every day, we are surrounded by things that take our attention away from what really matters. We are not lazy. We are just living in a noisy world. Deep work is difficult today because we are always connected to things that pull us in many directions. Let's start with one of the biggest distractions: our phones. Most people check their phones many times a day, sometimes even hundreds of times without thinking. We get messages, notifications, emails, videos, news, and updates all the time. Even when we are not using the phone, just seeing it near us can make our brain feel less focused. It's like our attention is waiting for something to pop up. We want to be ready to answer or reply, so we don't go deep into our work. Social media is another big distraction. Apps like Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube are made to keep us watching and scrolling. Every video is short and exciting. Every picture or post gives our brain a small reward of happiness. This makes it very hard for our brain to enjoy quiet, focused work. Deep work feels slow. Social media feels fast. Our brain starts to love the fast feeling more, and deep work becomes more difficult. And it's not just phones or social media. Even at school, at work, or at home, there are many things that break our focus. We get emails, calls, messages, and people asking for our time. We are always moving from one task to another. We call this multitasking, doing many things at once. But multitasking is not good for deep work. When we switch from task to task, our brain becomes tired. It uses energy every time we stop one thing and start another. That's why sometimes, even after working all day, we feel like we didn't really get anything done. Another reason deep work is difficult today is because of how our brain works. Our brain is not a machine. It can't stay focused for many hours without rest. In fact, our brain gets tired much faster than we think. That's why deep work feels hard. After just 20 or 30 minutes, we start to feel bored or uncomfortable. We want to take a break, check our phone, or do something easier. This is normal, but if we are not careful, we will never train our brain to go deeper. Let's say you sit down to study English for 1 hour. After 15 minutes, your mind starts to think about something else. Maybe you remember a video you saw earlier. Maybe you think about food. Maybe you feel like checking your messages. These are all signs that your brain is used to quick, easy rewards. Deep work does not give fast rewards, but it gives strong, long-term rewards, like real learning, good results, and personal growth. Sometimes people say, "I just can't focus." But this is not true. Everyone can focus, but we must train our brain like a muscle. If you never lift heavy things, your muscles stay weak. If you never focus deeply, your brain stays weak too. In today's world, we don't get many chances to train our focus. That's why deep work feels difficult at first. It's not because you're not smart. It's because your brain is not used to it yet. Let me give you an example. Imagine a boy named Lucas. Lucas wants to study for his English test. He opens his book and begins reading. After 10 minutes, he picks up his phone just to check the time. But then he sees a message from his friend. He replies. Then he sees a funny video. He watches it. 20 minutes later, he returns to his book. But now he is tired and not focused. Lucas feels frustrated. He worked for 1 hour, but did not learn much. Why? Because his brain was jumping between tasks. This is what happens to many of us. The good news is that deep work is a skill. And like any skill, you can improve it with time and practice. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to focus for 5 hours on the first day. Even 20 or 30 minutes of deep work is a great start. The more you practice, the easier it becomes. Your brain will slowly learn how to enjoy deep focus again. So, to sum up, deep work is difficult today because we live in a world full of distractions. Phones, social media, emails, and messages make it hard to stay focused. Our brain also gets tired easily and wants fast rewards. But with patience and practice, we can take back control. We can train our brain to go deeper, and we can create space for real learning and real progress. In the next part of the episode, I'll share some simple, practical tips on how to start doing deep work in your daily life. These are small actions anyone can try, even if you are very busy. So stay with me. You're doing great. How to practice deep work. So now we understand what deep work is, why it's powerful, and why it's so difficult in today's world. But here's the good news. You can train yourself to do deep work, even if it feels hard at first. Just like learning English or playing a musical instrument, deep work is a skill. And like any skill, you can get better at it step by step. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to start small and stay consistent. Let's talk about some simple, practical tips you can use to start practicing deep work in your daily life. These tips are easy to follow, and anyone can try them, even if you are very busy, or even if you think you can't focus. Let's go through them one by one. First, one of the most important tips is this: turn off your phone. Yes, I know, this is not easy. Most of us use our phones all day. We check them when we are bored, tired, or even when we don't need to. But if you want to do deep work, your phone must not control your time. When you are working, studying, or learning something new, put your phone on silent mode. Or better, turn it off completely. You can also put it in another room. When your phone is not near you, it's easier to stay focused. You will be surprised at how much you can do when your phone is not always calling for your attention. Next, try to choose a quiet place to do your deep work. Noise and movement can make it hard to focus. If people are talking around you, or if there's music playing with lyrics, your brain will keep switching between the sounds and your task. Find a space where you feel calm. It could be your room, a quiet library, or even a small corner of your home. You don't need a perfect place. You just need a space where you can be with your work, and nothing else. Now let's talk about time. Deep work doesn't mean working for 5 hours without a break. That's not realistic for most people, especially in the beginning. Instead, work in short sessions. Start with 20 minutes of deep focus. That's all. Just 20 minutes of working without checking your phone, talking to anyone, or switching to other tasks. After that, take a short break. Then do another session if you feel ready. Over time, your brain will learn to focus for longer. But in the beginning, short sessions are perfect. The key is to be focused, not to be busy. Taking breaks is also very important. Your brain needs rest after deep work. If you try to push yourself too hard, your brain will get tired and your focus will go down. After a deep work session, take a 5 or 10-minute break. Get up, stretch, drink some water, or go for a short walk. Don't go back to social media right away. Try to give your mind real rest. After your break, you will feel more fresh and ready to go again. Another helpful tip is to set small goals before you start. Don't just say, "I will study English today." That's too big and unclear. Instead say, "I will listen to this podcast and write down 5 new words," or "I will read one article and repeat all the new sentences." These small, clear goals help your brain understand what to focus on. When your brain knows what the goal is, it can work better and faster. And when you complete your small goal, you feel good. And that gives you energy to keep going. Let's put this into a real example. Imagine you want to study English using deep work. First, you go to a quiet room. You turn off your phone and put it in another room. Then, you decide to work for 25 minutes. You set a small goal. Listen to one part of this podcast and repeat every sentence out loud. You do your session with full focus. When the time is up, you take a 5-minute break. You feel good because you completed your goal. You didn't waste time. You didn't feel stressed. You did deep work. You can use this same process for anything: writing, studying, working, reading, or even learning a new skill. The secret is not working longer, but working deeper. Even 1 hour of deep work each day can change your life over time. And remember, it's okay if you are not perfect. You will get distracted sometimes. That's normal. The important thing is to try again. Every time you bring your attention back to the task, you are training your brain. And that is how progress happens. Slowly, one focused moment at a time. So, to practice deep work, remember these 5 simple steps. Turn off your phone. Find a quiet place. Work in short sessions. Take short breaks. Set small, clear goals. These steps are easy, but powerful. If you follow them, even just a few days a week, you will see big changes in how you study, how you work, and how you learn. In the next part of the episode, I'll share some simple, real-life examples of how deep work can help different people, like students, workers, and even people learning English just like you. So stay with me. Daily life examples. Now that you know what deep work is, why it's important, and how to practice it, let's look at some real-life examples. These stories will help you understand how deep work can fit into your daily life. You don't need to be a writer, a scientist, or a genius to use deep work. It's for everyone. Whether you are a student, an office worker, or someone learning English, you can use deep work to learn more, finish your tasks, and feel better. Let's start with the story of a student. Her name is Maya. Maya is 18 years old and is studying at university. She wants to do well in her exams, but like many students, she often feels distracted. Every time she tries to study, she hears her phone beep. Her friends send her messages. She opens social media to relax, but then she loses track of time. At the end of the day, she feels tired and stressed because she didn't finish her work. One day, Maya decides to try something new. She learns about deep work and makes a plan. She chooses a quiet room in her house. She puts her phone in a drawer and sets a timer for 30 minutes. Her goal is to read one chapter of her textbook and write a short summary. During those 30 minutes, she does not check her phone, talk to anyone, or open other websites. She just studies. At first, it feels strange. Her mind wants to wander, but she stays with it. After 30 minutes, she finishes her goal. She feels good. She takes a short break and then does another deep work session. After a week of doing this every day, she starts to see a big difference. She understands her subjects better. She finishes her assignments faster. She feels less stress and more confidence. Maya's grades improve, not because she studied longer, but because she studied deeper. Now, let's talk about someone with a job. His name is Carlos. Carlos works in an office as a graphic designer. He loves his work, but every day he gets a lot of emails, phone calls, and messages from co-workers. He feels busy all the time, but somehow his important projects always get delayed. He often works late, but still feels like he didn't finish much. One day, Carlos hears about deep work. He decides to change how he works. Every morning, from 9 to 10 a.m., he blocks off time for deep work. During this hour, he closes his email, puts his phone on silent, and works only on one task, his design project. He also wears headphones to block out office noise. After just 1 week, Carlos starts to notice the change. In one focused hour, he finishes more than he usually does in half a day. He feels more creative and more relaxed. He has time in the afternoon to check messages and attend meetings. But now, his mornings are for deep work only. His boss sees the results and is very happy. Carlos didn't work more hours. He just made his time more powerful. And finally, let's talk about someone just like you. Someone who is learning English. Her name is Amina. Amina is learning English because she wants to study abroad next year. She listens to podcasts, watches videos, and uses language apps. But even with all these tools, she feels like she's not improving fast enough. She studies every day, but she feels stuck. Amina learns about deep work and decides to make a small change. Every morning, she gives herself just 25 minutes for deep English practice. She turns off her phone, chooses a quiet place, and sets one small goal. For example, she listens to one short podcast episode, repeats the sentences out loud, and writes down 5 new words. That's all. No music, no social media, no multitasking, just focused practice. After a few days, Amina starts to feel different. She remembers new words better. She feels more confident when speaking. She enjoys her study time more because it feels calm and clear. Her deep work sessions become her favorite part of the day. Even though she studies for less time, she learns more. That's the quiet power of deep work. These examples show that deep work can help all kinds of people. You don't need to change your whole life. You just need to change how you use your time. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to start small. Even one deep work session a day can make a big difference. So whether you are a student like Maya, a worker like Carlos, or an English learner like Amina, you can use deep work to make your life better. You can learn faster, finish more, and feel proud of your progress. In the next and final part of this episode, I'll share a few closing thoughts. We'll review what we've learned, and I'll give you a small challenge to help you start your own deep work journey. Stay with me. We've now come to the final part of this episode, and I want to take a few moments to look back and think about what we've learned together. Let's repeat the key ideas from this episode and think about how they can help you in your own life. We started by talking about what deep work is. Deep work means giving your full attention to one important task. No distractions, no phone, no jumping from one thing to another. Just you and your work. This kind of focused work helps you do better, think more clearly, and learn faster. We also talked about shallow work, which is the opposite of deep work. Shallow work is when you are busy, but not really focused. You're checking your phone, replying to messages, watching videos, or switching between tasks. Shallow work feels like working, but it doesn't give deep results. Deep work, on the other hand, helps you grow. Then we explored why deep work is powerful. We learned that it helps you focus better, get better results, and feel less stress. When you do deep work, your brain becomes stronger, your learning becomes deeper, and you feel proud of what you've done. Even just 30 minutes of deep work a day can bring real progress in your life, whether you're studying, working, or learning English. But we also talked about why deep work is difficult today. Our world is full of distractions. Phones, messages, social media, they take our attention away. Our brain has become used to quick entertainment and short tasks. So deep work feels hard, but it's not impossible. It just needs a little practice, and it gets easier with time. After that, we talked about how to practice deep work in your daily life. We learned that you don't need to work for hours to do deep work. You can start small. Turn off your phone. Find a quiet place. Work in short sessions, like 25 or 30 minutes. Take breaks. Set small goals. These simple steps can help you build a deep work habit. They are easy, and anyone can do them, even if you are busy or just starting out. And finally, we looked at real-life examples. We saw how a student, a worker, and an English learner used deep work to make their lives better. They didn't work longer. They worked smarter. They gave their full attention to one thing at a time. And because of that, they learned more, finished their tasks, and felt proud of themselves. Now, I want to talk directly to you, the person listening to this podcast right now. I want you to know that you can do this too. Deep work is not only for smart people, or busy professionals, or top students. It is for everyone. It is for you. You already took the first step by listening to this episode with focus and curiosity. That is deep work in action. I want to encourage you to try deep work this week. You don't have to change everything. Just choose one task, maybe studying English, writing something, or reading a book, and do it with full attention for 25 minutes. No phone, no noise, no multitasking, just one task, one goal, and your full focus. You might feel a little bored at first. That's okay. Stay with it. Your brain is learning, and with time, it will feel more natural. You can even make it fun. Set a timer. Write down your goal. Reward yourself after the session. Track your progress in a notebook. See how much better you feel when you finish a task with deep focus. And if you get distracted, don't worry. Just start again. Every time you try, you are building a stronger, more focused mind. The truth is, in today's busy world, deep work is rare. But that also means it's valuable. If you can learn this skill, you will stand out. You will move forward while others stay busy doing small, shallow things. You will find calm in the middle of noise. And you will feel proud, because you are not just wasting time. You are using your time to grow. So, as we end this episode, I want you to remember this. Deep work is quiet, but powerful. It may not look exciting from the outside, but it changes you from the inside. It helps you become better, one focused session at a time. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to begin. I hope you found this episode helpful and easy to understand. I also hope it gave you something more than just new words. I hope it gave you a new idea, a new way to work, and maybe even a new habit that can help you grow in your life. Before we finish, I want to remind you of something very important. Don't just listen to this podcast. Try speaking, too. Speaking is one of the best ways to make your English stronger. You can pause this episode and repeat after me. You can practice saying some of the sentences out loud. You can even explain what you learned to a friend or just speak to yourself. The more you speak, the more confident you will feel. Remember, your voice is a tool. Use it. Don't worry about making mistakes. Mistakes are part of learning. Just open your mouth and say the words. Even if it feels strange at first, keep going. Over time, your speaking will become smoother and more natural. And of course, don't forget, this is not the end. This is just one episode, and there's more to come. In the next episode of Code Your English, we'll explore another topic that helps you not only learn English, but also learn something useful for your life. So I invite you to join me again. Keep listening, keep learning, and keep growing with each episode. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with someone who might find it helpful. Maybe a friend who is also learning English. Maybe a classmate. Or maybe someone who needs help focusing and working better. Learning is always better when we do it together. Once again, thank you so much for being here. I really hope to see you in the next episode. Until then, stay focused, stay curious, and keep coding your English. Bye for now.